Okay, introducing my next guest or guests on the show. We are joined by more than one person today. It's a pleasure to have a double act in their own right. They're called No Promises, and who makes up No Promises? We've got Eirc and Janine. First up, hello to Eirc.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Good to meet you, and not
You
forgetting
too.
Janine as well. Over to you as well. How are we
Hi
doing?
there. Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Brilliant. And Janine, now I've got you here. Where are you in the world right now?
I'm in a little town called Foster. It's down the southern part of Australia.
Beautiful. Sounds nice just talking about it. Love the Australian accent. Such a warm accent, friendly accent.
Oh,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
you think
No,
so.
just sounds normal to us.
Brilliant. So Eirc, how long have you been performing for as No Promises?
uh, since just after COVID, and we were allowed out in our part of the world, uh, there were a lot of restrictions, so we couldn't play gigs
Mm.
so much. But not
Four
long
years,
after,
short answer.
yeah, yeah, 4 years. I mean, when did we start recording? It was like what 2020, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They were
So
strange
and then
times, yeah, weren't they?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, but um, now we're in the present, which is good. I know it seems long ago that pandemic, but here to
Mm.
2024. No promises. Janine, how did you come up with the band's name? Was it like a joint decision? Did you all have to sit at a table to decide No Promises the name?
No, I
We were,
actually I actually searched through so many band songs. So I just went through heaps of bands, Australian bands, and just bands that I liked, and I went through all their songs and thought of good names. And I came across Ice House and No Promises, and I said, Derek, oh, what about No Promises? And he's like, yeah, I like that. So here we are.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
mm,
The guy from Ice House wrote one of your biggest hits of all time. It's escaped
Great
my
Southern
mind.
Land.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
one. That's the one. Really
Yeah,
nice guy
Simon
he
Davis
is.
is amazing.
Um, and so you just told me how you come up with the your name, No Promises. We had a guy who won X Factor called Shane Ward. He had a hit with No Promises, but you probably haven't heard of him from down there.
Well, funny you should mention that because every time you search for us, that comes up.
No way.
Like on YouTube, even if you type in the whole title, that comes up.
Well, Shane Ward, if you are listening to this, these are the real No Promises now. Anyway, you never know. You're promoting. It's an ace name anyway. You're promoting a new single called "Singing My Lines."
Yeah, I wrote that one about just trying to use the frustration of trying to break into the music industry. It's, pretty hard, and even harder now in today's age where, there's probably something like 80,000 songs released on Spotify every day. It's even, you might think it's easier to be heard, but it's actually makes it harder. And you constantly have to release new music to break
To
through.
remain
But
relevant. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but which we've got no
It's
problem. We've got lots of songs. But yeah, I just was so frustrated that I just wanted people to listen. So this is my little letter to the music industry.
And make sure we get them to hear it.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
definitely.
And Eirc, just chatting about this latest single, singing my lines. How crucial is it to have perseverance in this industry?
Uh, yeah,
Resilience.
well, we were doing an interview yesterday, and one of the young guys asked me, you know, how, how, how do you make it work? And it's just sheer persistence, like just playing live. You're going to get knocked back all the time, but you just got to keep showing up, keep asking the question, keep showing up, and eventually, the planets will align, and I'll give you a gig, and you got to be on your game when you do that gig, and then you'll get more.
Hmm.
And then once you're in one, then you can get into more and more and more. So I'm trying to apply that approach with on the recording side when we're releasing material. Just keep doing it,
Hmm.
keep doing it, keep doing it, and just persistence.
Very good. It's amazing being in the same boat. I'm a DJ myself. You're always looking for the gigs, the next best thing. It always seems
hmm
to happen when you least expect it. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it'll probably be the song that we don't even think, that'll be that one, and we're like, what? Well, I hope it happens anyway.
And Sing My Lines, that's available on all platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people will know begins with S or A.
Yeah. All the
Um,
usual culprits.
yeah, all streaming platforms. How has this track been received at the moment?
It's been going really well. Normally we release something and it goes really good for a week and then drops off to nothing. But it's persisting, so it's quite surprising. People seem to have taken to it.
Yeah, doing the rounds then.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
And then I'll throw another question to Janine. So this track, you say you have to keep releasing music. Will this possibly lead on to an EP or a longer EP further down the line?
Well,
Janine can do this.
yeah, we've got a couple of albums that we're working on at the moment. We're working on about 3. We're doing a follow-up to we did an acoustic sessions volume 1. That was our first album that we did. So we're doing a volume 2. And then we did The River. So we're doing a follow-up to that called Redemption Day. And we've also got a live album that we recorded at one of our gigs at Yannicky Hall that we're going to release. But for Singing My Lines, we haven't. That was kind of just a random single that we released. So I'm not sure what album it'll end up on, but it'll definitely end up on something.
Amazing. And looking at recording processes, if you're lucky enough to the listener to see this interview, which will be available visually, your backdrop, you're very studio orientated right now. And do you do a lot of recording, like say at home, rather than having to travel into the studio? Do you find that more cost-effective way?
Absolutely. When I first started doing this recording on a computer in the early 2000s, I built my own computer and then taught myself how to record on it. And the idea was that I had no money, so if I'm going to record, I need to do it myself. So I've got to figure it out myself, and that's been my approach the whole way. So we just do it ourselves, and we've got a really good friend who's very patient with us, who mixes our tracks down and makes all my guitars sound a lot better than they were originally, and he pops it out the other end and it sounds great. So we're very lucky. We've got friends that can help us, and we've got another friend, Sam, who's been doing our last couple of videos as well. So we're really lucky in the fact that it's not a huge expense for us to release stuff.
That's good. So that's what you want, isn't it? Keep costs down during these times where everything seems to be just going up and up.
Yeah, definitely. Everything's going up.
Yes, very true. Home is where the heart is. I like the sound of that. It's a very warming song title. No place like it, is there?
That's right.
Was that
right.
Another song of yours?
We decided to record. I think that one. We haven't actually recorded it properly yet, but we just thought, why don't we show people how we write a song? And so we did a video on YouTube about our songwriting process, and that was probably one of the longer ones. Normally they're a lot quicker than that.
Yeah, now we just smash them out.
Brilliant. You mentioned like music videos. Do you enjoy that part of the creative process where you release videos to accompany the single releases?
Janine loves the process of making the video.
Making video.
I'm not a fan.
No.
But Janine's in her element definitely with that one.
It's great fun. I love being able to really tell the story, which when you're behind the song, you're just playing the track, you don't get that visual. So you just got to imagine it. But like to be able to tell the story as well visually is just great.
Cool. And I was going to ask you, are you self-released artist or signed at the moment?
No, we self-release. We wouldn't mind being signed, but we're not going to dive into a record deal or anything like that.
So things are just right for no promises at this moment in time.
We're getting there. We're getting there. If the right deal comes up, we'll definitely go with it. But we don't see any advantage in it as such, other than the promotional side of it would be great, but
That's
other than that,
fine.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah, promotion hard.
Also, people who listen to your music also listen to the Badlands and Montgomery Rain. Are they some of your fellow artists in Australia you might have heard of?
No,
That's fine.
I'm not familiar with them, but I think there was a bit of confusion one day when we released. Was it Badlands one day? And one of the promoters put, instead of putting the us as the band name, they put them as the band name. Do you remember that happening, Janine?
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's interesting how certain streaming platforms do that. Compare you likewise to other fellow artists, but yeah, just thought I'd ask that, but that's fine.
Yeah,
Where do you get your creative ideas when songwriting? Is it something that comes naturally within you?
yeah, naturally. Janine just churns out the songs herself, but even like we set aside time for rehearsing, and more often than not, we'll end up with 2 or 3 songs out of a rehearsal as well. Um, I'll just be playing something in between songs, and Janine will go, "Oh, keep playing that," and 5 minutes later, we got another song. It's like, okay, we'll add that to the list of songs we have to record.
And
I
then
get hit by songs all the time, like melodies. Just wake. I got woken up yesterday morning at 3 a.m. with a melody in my head from chorus. So I just quickly, try and write that down so I don't lose it.
yeah,
But constantly, they come to me constantly. I've never got a proper shortage of material, luckily.
that's good. Also, do you have any concerts or gigs or shows coming up?
Yeah, we've got a couple. We've got a private function on Saturday. After that, we've got another one at my local pub at the Riverview Hotel at Tarwin Lower. Yeah, and we play there once a month, and there's a couple others that we do semi-regularly.
That's good. And where's best for people to follow you, like, social media platforms like newsletters, emailing lists, like websites as well?
Our website's nopromises.com.au, and we have links to all of our social media and YouTube and streaming platforms as well.
Brilliant. Well, I just want to say, Janine, thank you very much for joining me on my show.
Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's no
thank you so
problem.
much.
You're welcome. And of course, Eirc as well, Eirc Colliers from No Promises. All for me to do really is play your latest single. Would you like to introduce it on the show? The one I had in mind was Singing My Lines.
Yeah, sure. This is No Promises, Singing My Lines, our latest single. Thanks for listening.
With best wishes, thanks very much for your contribution on the show, and wishing you a great day.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much, Dan.